getting into the wide receiver core, this should be fun, right? Obviously, DJ Moore was the big name last year with Justin Fields, had a strong season. The team traded for him last offseason. So he finishes a wide receiver 6, which was kind of surprising to me, right? I didn't see this type of performance from DJ Moore, especially because the touchdowns hadn't been there for him in the past. So we saw really big games, a 40-point game from him at some point during the season. Really, really big games out of DJ Moore at times this year. He had 96 catches, 1,300 yards, 8 touchdowns. So I'd expect another strong season from him, maybe at not those levels, and I wouldn't expect top 10 receiver production. Probably not wide receiver 1 production from him this year with the rookie quarterback in there. But DJ Moore is still going to be on the wide receiver 2 radar, and he'll have weekly upside because of his yak ability, his ability to get yards after the catch. So when it comes to who the number 1 receiver on this team is, I don't think it's going to be a clear-cut thing. You're going to have 2 wide receiver 1s playing very different roles. One of them's going to be a little bit more, can we get some yards after the catch or take shots downfield, and that's DJ Moore. And then you also have Keenan Allen, who was brought over this offseason for a 4th-round pick in a trade with the Los Angeles Chargers. So when it comes to DJ Moore, are we getting top 12 production? I doubt it. Are we going to get value at wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 ranges? Yes, we will. 100% we will get value with DJ Moore this year. So as long as he doesn't creep up into the top 12 to 15 receivers, I can see that. But, there's a chance that he could. I don't think it gets that high when it comes to DJ Moore just because of all the other weapons on this Bears team. People are going to be expecting the ball to go to different places. We look at what DK Metcalf was for Seattle. We talk about new offensive coordinator. I think DJ Moore can still have a very productive 1,000-yard season, explosive big plays downfield as well. Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen was just traded. I talked about him being traded for a 4th-round pick this offseason. Very nice pickup for this team who, Keenan Allen had an amazing year last year. He finishes a wide receiver 8, and that included some missed time down the stretch. He was on pace to be a top 3 receiver at different points of this season. So he finished with over 100 catches, had 1,243 receiving yards, 7 touchdowns, a very Keenan Allen type season. And it was kind of surprising to see the Chargers move him. Obviously, Jim Harbaugh coming there changed that, but Keenan Allen looked like vintage Keenan Allen. No drop off. The one concern you have with him is injury, but he stayed healthy for a majority of the year. So it's, to me, I'm expecting much of the same when it comes to Keenan Allen. Why would we expect this huge drop off? I just think the value is going to be insane. We're probably going to get Keenan Allen at back end wide receiver 2, high end wide receiver 3 numbers, like ADP. And we're going to get top 15 receiver production out of him. The one thing you get with Keenan Allen is consistency. We know the reception should be there, right? Especially playing out of the slot. We should be expecting decent production out of Keenan Allen all season long. Will he have 100 and 1,000, 1,200? I don't know if he's going to get those kind of numbers this year, but if we could get somewhere in the 80 catch range, somewhere around 1,000 yards, somewhere around 5 touchdowns, I think that's a solid season for Keenan Allen, and he has potential for a lot more than that in any given week. So he's always been a receptions hog. This will be a good player. It all depends on Caleb Williams and how he steps in there. If Caleb's throwing for 4,500 yards, it's going to be a very fantasy-friendly offense, and we're going to see Keenan Allen produce at a high level. If not, we might see slightly less numbers than we saw with him in LA with Justin Herbert. So I think both DJ Moore, Keenan Allen will have weeks where they look like the wide receiver 1. It comes across to me as more of a 1A, 1B type situation. And then Rome Odunze, 1st-round draft pick, highly touted rookie, the 3rd best in this class, and there's a lot of classes where he may have been the number 1 receiver off the board. This is such a wide receiver heavy draft. 6'3", 210 pounds, man. He had over 1,500 yards his last year at Washington too. So this guy is ready to come in and ready to make an impact, but I think it has to wait a year. I think this has to wait a year. Now, Caleb could have an immediate connection with him. That wouldn't surprise me, right? But when you got veterans like DJ Moore, Keenan Allen there, Keenan Allen's in the final year of his deal. This kind of feels like, hey, let's groom the young guy up, get him involved in the offense, let him take off in year 2 after we let Keenan Allen go. That's kind of what it feels like, right? We saw JSN, another highly touted rookie out of Washington for the Seahawks last year. It took him a while to get acclimated and actually become a factor in the offense. And he was dealing with 2 other veterans in DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Now, I think Odunze is a better prospect than Jackson Smith and Jigba, but when it comes down to it, I think his impact will still be there somewhere in the 800 to 1,000 yard marker. Would not shock me for Rome Odunze. All right. So obviously, big body, can make plays, special kid. He's going to have an impact. I think it's more year 2 where we see the bigger performance out of him fantasy wise. He still might be a nice dart throw when you talk about wide receiver 4 or 5 this season. So I think he'll be a little overdrafted just based off of the name, the landing spot, being paired up with Caleb Williams. He seems to me to be more of a wide receiver 4 or 5 candidate. Wouldn't shock me to see him somewhere being drafted in the top 35 receivers, though, just based off of pure hype. I would say rookie hype. You know what I mean?